Hello guys, my name is Marco. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make this cool looking sign that lights up. I think it looks pretty damn cool. If for some reason my voice doesn't sound the greatest, it's because I woke up and then I did a little bit of filming and then I did the voiceover. So I did this thing early in the morning, which it got my voice feeling a little like a frog or something like that. I don't know what to say, because this is I want to start making a little bit more voiceover, not all the time, but start doing those things. So there's that, and then this is the last thing I'm filming right now, because there's that. But regardless, whatever, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video.
Okay, so the first thing you're gonna need is these LED light rope things. You can get these anywhere. I got the orange one. So then after that, I decided to get them and kind of like measure to see how long they are, because this will determine to see how big my letter's gonna be. Then after that, I got myself a big sheet of paper. I got tape and tape it so I can make it even more larger than I wanted to. Then after that, I started measuring so I can see like how big I wanted the letter to be. Then once I got done measuring that, then I started measuring, okay, to see the width of the letter I was going to make. Now, by the way, the letter I'm making is the letter M. Then after that, I started measuring the sides. Now at this part, I just decided to freestyle it because it wasn't panning out the way I thought it would. So I was just gonna freestyle it. And then after that, I decided to kind of like fold it in half just so I could get an even like cut out thing. So this is how it looks like when I cut it out. It's important to do the outline, because if you don't do the outline, you know, it's like that. So now I got the outline and I decided to trace it on a piece of cardboard. You can use any other like paper. You can use anything. I would recommend using this type of foam board thing that is actually looks more cleaner, more better. It does cost a little bit more than the regular like cheap one, but it is better. I just use cardboard. I would recommend using this because it's better. After that, I got myself some sticks. These sticks, you can find them almost like you can find them at Walmart and Michael, stuff like that. They're just really skinny wooden sticks. These things are really important when it comes to making this. So I got this, and then I ended up cutting these. Now the tool that I use is this sort of like a jigsaw, small little tool thing. You can basically see if you can use anything. You can maybe do it with scissors, but I think the scissors might break if you do it. So use that at your own your own risk, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, I cut them out. I just cut like to make them really small, and I cut as much as I can. Now these things are going to be important, because these things are going to be the things that are going to hold, you know, the LED, like the light rope. Then after that, I decided to make spots, you know, with the permanent marker to see where exactly I was going to put those smaller wooden sticks. Now once I got done doing that, I should use an X-Acto knife to basically cut them out. I recommend using a drill or something like that, because it's probably a lot better than using an X-Acto knife. It looks very rough. So then after that, I got the sticks and I just pushed them in to see if it's going to fit. After I saw that they were fitting, I decided to get myself a glue gun. I glued the inside of the hole, and after that I put in the small little stick on it, and I also put it around the stick so you can get like this welding stylized effect. Then after that, I decided to paint it once I got done doing that. So the paint that I use is this one. Is the X2 silver one. Is the only one I have at the moment. Now, when it comes to doing this, you can't use different other options if you don't want to paint it. You can use this type of like a sheet of paper, this like a texture mirrors paper, which it looks really good, but you are limited to like the idea of how big that type of paper is. You know what I mean? So it is reflective and it might look a little bit better, but your letter must be probably small, or if you're not like, if you don't mind having these. And also these ones, they kind of like these textures, make sure you try to do a good job, because it kind of costs like around, I think, $1 or something like that. I know it doesn't seem that expensive, but you know, it's like if you mess up, there goes $1. So now that I got done painting this, now I'm gonna start by putting the things on the side of the letter. So these are the tools that I'm gonna use: an X-Acto knife, a ruler, and a permanent marker. So make sure that when you are going to measure this, make sure they're bigger than the smaller sticks that you put inside there, because that's really important, because or else they're gonna stick out and you don't want that. So right here, I'm just gonna measure it to see how big. Your measurements are going to be a lot different than mine. So there's that. So right here, I'm actually putting in this line right here, and this line is gonna be the indicator of where I'm going to glue. I feel like this is something that it is really important, because if you have this line, then when you're gonna glue it and put it to place, you know exactly where you're gonna stick, you know, this part, where you're gonna stick it onto that, so you get accurate, you know, accurate things. So this is how it looks like. I cut them all out and I cut them all out, measure it, you know, the M, the size and stuff like that. Now when I did this, there were some stuff like this part, it wasn't like that big stuff like that. So what I'm gonna decide to do is actually put tape on it to see if that will fix the problem, because I don't want to like undo this. Now one at the bottom, you know, where the M is, the one that creates that sort of like a V shape, I ended up kind of like sanding it down with a sandpaper to make sure that they were really nice and stuff like that, just to get those corners in there. Now as you guys see on the bottom, I didn't put the things in because I want to show you guys how I did it. Now one thing also I would like to say is that it's one of the things that I didn't mention is that I did label mines. Like when it came to the M, I labeled to see which one, so then it will be a lot easier, you know, to see, you know, where the pieces were, where I'm gonna glue these pieces. So I feel like that's kind of cool. So right here, I ended up gluing it, which you can't really see it, but yeah, which I'm an idiot for not like filming that part. But on the second part, I did film it, so there's that. This is the line that I made, and I'm putting glue on it. I also would suggest put glue on the side, depending of how like long it is, you know, the piece. And then after that, I glue it on top, which is kind of blurry, but yeah. So now that I got done gluing those things and it got dry, I decided to paint it. Now I ran out of that silverish, you know, spray can, so I decided to use primer, which primer is gray. So there's that. Okay, so now this is how it ended up looking like. It looks like this. I feel like if I would have used the mirror texture or something like that, it would have been more reflective, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I don't know. It's just that if I would have used that, it would have been a little bit, not more expensive, but it would have been like really tricky, because they don't do so well with curved edges. Because I used this to make this cool looking lightsaber, and some of the pieces weren't that curvature. I'm guessing they could work, but whatever, you know. So there's that. And now it's time for me to add these LED light rope, which are these. So now what I'm gonna do is that right here, I'm actually gonna drill or put a smaller hole so I can thread one of the ends of these LED light ropes. Once I got everything all doing that, I decided to thread this thing inside the hole that I just made, but also I decided to, like, on the back where the light rope thing connects to, like, well, the other connection to connect to the power outlet, I put a tape on it just so it won't move around. So then after that, once I started doing that, I decided to just loop it around the sticks that I put in, because I felt that was going to look more better and easier and faster and whatever. And so I did that, and it ended up working out. You can put glue or tape, clear tape or something like that on some of the edges, but I decided not to. So yeah, so I did all of that, and then at the end of it, I decided to put glue with this glue gun. So there's that. And this is how the final project ended up looking like. I think it looks pretty cool. Once you turn on the lights, it creates this glow effect. It looks really great. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in my next video, and bye. Also, one thing that you can also do is that you can turn off all the lights, and it creates this like a writing light neon letter sign thing. I don't know what to call it, but there's that, and it looks pretty cool.